14 Facts about the Wizard of Oz, Hidden Spiritual Messages and Curiosities. Dorothy, Judy Garland, was right about one thing: there really is no place like home. MGM's studio film about a young farm girl from Kansas, who gets swept up in a tornado and taken to a magical land, has become a timeless classic since it first wowed audiences with its wholesome story and innovative color film technology in 1939. Despite its slow start, the movie gained a second life after being shown on television, and has since continued to delight audiences for generations. With its lovable characters, memorable songs, and sweet message, Frank L. Baum's fantasy stands the test of time. See how well you know what went on behind the curtain. But also from start to finish, The Wizard of Oz tells the story of humanity's struggle against the dark forces of the world, the journey of the soul, and what humanity must achieve to advance spiritually and return to God, the source. Here are 14 facts, some are hidden spiritual warnings and meanings, some are curiosities about the Wizard of Oz. 1. The light will guide you. The White Witch of the North was known as Glinda, who represents the love, light, and guiding spirit that is within us all. The North in spiritual lore represents attuning oneself to the sacredness and wholeness of the divine guide within us. And this represents the direction of the soul toward evolution. Once Dorothy had claimed victory over her dark side, it was Glinda, the White Witch of the North, who guided Dorothy to walk the yellow brick road and begin her epic journey towards the light. Two, the spiritual meaning of the Black Witch. While the story of the Wizard of Oz is packed full of deep spiritual insights from start to finish, the first significant hidden message is shared with the viewer with the introduction of the Wicked Black Witch of the West. There are slightly different versions of the tale of the Wizard of Oz. Originally, there were 4 witches: the Wicked Witch of the West in the East, and the White Witch of the North in the South. In occult lore, the West is viewed as a place of darkness and evil as the sun sets in the west and brings darkness into the world. The West is also seen as the direction of darkness and ignorance, as both Adam and Eve were expelled west of the Garden of Eden. And it was the western gate of Eden that Satan approached them. In The Wizard of Oz, the Wicked Witch of the West represents the darkness within humanity. It is symbolic of the devil within us, our dark side, and the temptations of sin. The Wicked Witch represents our shadow self and the ego, which keeps us bound and disconnected from our higher self. After Dorothy was challenged by the Wicked Witch of the West, because Dorothy's house landed on the Wicked Witch of the East and killed her, Dorothy battled with the Witch of the West and the dark side of her personality. Dorothy victoriously battled her demons and melted the witch by throwing a pail of water over her. Water in many religions and spiritual texts is traditionally a symbol of consciousness and spiritual purity. Water communicates purification, protection, and healing from a spiritual perspective. And it is the spiritual power, healing, and purity of water that Dorothy used to achieve victory over her dark side. As she succeeded in melting the Wicked Witch of the West into oblivion, consciousness claimed victory over her ego and the darkness within. With this victory, Dorothy opened herself to the guiding power of the light within her. 3. Be blessed with the childlike mentality of the Munchkins. The Munchkins that surrounded Dorothy at the start of her journey hold an important spiritual message too. Their small, childlike appearance, innocence, and playful mannerism are a metaphor for the attitude one should have while journeying on the road to light. It is this childlike innocence, curiosity, and kindness that will help guide Dorothy on her journey of self-exploration down the yellow brick road. 4. The Tinman cried chocolate syrup. Of course, he's supposed to shed machine oil, but that didn't photograph well. The solution? Chocolate syrup is what's really streaming down Jack Haley's silver face. 5. Follow the yellow brick road. Now it is Dorothy's task to make her epic journey down the famous yellow brick road as she battles darkness and temptation along the way. As you might have guessed, there is a deep spiritual symbolism to the twisting and turning path we have come to know as the yellow brick road. The bright, shining, golden yellow brick road is a modern representation of a much older spiritual philosophy known as the Golden Path. The Golden Path is referenced in Buddhist philosophies and Kabbalah mythology and is seen as the path the soul must take to achieve enlightenment and return to the Source, God, our true Creator. Dorothy represents the journey of the soul down this golden path. 6. What you need to succeed on your journey. We have all come to know and love the 4 friends who helped guide Dorothy on her journey. Those friends are the Scarecrow, the Tinman, the Lion, and Dorothy's trusted friend and canine companion, Toto. All of these 4 characters were instrumental in guiding Dorothy down the yellow brick road. If you remember the story, each of these friends who Dorothy met, while journeying on the yellow brick road, were missing something. The Scarecrow was missing a brain. The Tinman was missing a heart. The Lion was missing his courage. The missing attributes of these 3 main characters are a secret hidden message referencing what one must have to be guided safely down the golden path of the soul. To find your way in life and to journey down the yellow brick road safely to your home destination, you must awaken the 3 attributes that were missing in Dorothy's 3 friends. 7. The 4th friend of Dorothy. Last, but by no means least, there is a 4th friend of Dorothy's who is instrumental to her success. And that friend was her trusted canine companion, Toto. Throughout the tale of the Wizard of Oz, Dorothy has her canine friend by her side. And there is a very important spiritual message hiding within Dorothy's relationship with her dog Toto. From the very start, Toto and Dorothy were joined together at the hip. The story began with Toto biting Dorothy's neighbor, Miss Gulch, on the leg. After demanding that Toto be put down and euthanized, Dorothy escaped with Toto to the magical land of Oz. Such was Dorothy's love for Toto, she could not bring herself to hand over the dog she loved and adored to be destroyed by her witch-like neighbor. What Toto represents in the story of the Wizard of Oz is important and has great spiritual significance. The word Toto is synonymous with being complete and whole. And Dorothy's love for Toto speaks of a love for the deeper aspects within Dorothy. While Dorothy journeyed along the yellow brick road, Dorothy and Toto frequently communicated with one another. Toto would help Dorothy to see the truth before her by barking and warning her of the things she initially could not see. In every scene where Dorothy spoke with Toto, this was symbolic of Dorothy communicating with her inner self, her intuition, and her feelings. Even though the eyes of Dorothy never believed what Toto was barking at, every time it was shown that Toto was right. The deeper spiritual message here is that you cannot always be aware of what is in front of you. Your eyes and brain may see and perceive something to be true. However, it is only your inner intuitive self that is capable of truly seeing. While on the yellow brick road, or the journey of the soul down the golden path, you are advised to always follow the intuitive, guiding awareness that you have within you. Your eyes can be deceived. However, your intuition always knows the truth. You just have to be open to using this natural guiding instinct. 8. There's a conspiracy theory about one scene. One of the most pervasive urban legends is that one of the 124 little people hired hung himself during filming. Conspiracy theorists point to a dark shadow on the ground during one scene in the film. 9. Green makeup was very dangerous for her skin. Hamilton's green face paint was so toxic that she, and several other actors, couldn't eat once it was applied and had to subsist on a liquid diet via straw during the day. Plus, her face stayed green for weeks after shooting because of the copper-based ingredients. 10. Judy Garland almost didn't get the part of Dorothy. Despite being the producer's favorite, many other actresses were considered for the role. These include Deanna Durbin, Bonita Granville, and a young Shirley Temple. 11. The Cowardly Lion's costume was made of lion pelts. Talk about authentic. And his facial makeup included pieces of a brown paper bag. Between the hot temps on set and the 90 pounds of costume, Burt Lahr was pretty miserable and had to remove his suit completely between takes. 12. Jell-o gave the horse its different color. Seriously? Jell-o crystals were stuck over all the multiple Emerald City horses, playing the horse of a different color to give them their color. But the scenes were shot quickly, because the horses started to lick them off. 13. Garland's daughter married the Tinman's son. Mind blown. In 1974, Garland's daughter Liza Minnelli married producer Jack Haley Jr., whose father was Jack Haley. They split in 1979. 14. The power is within you. You are the personification of Dorothy. Dorothy represents the journey you are already on, whether you know it or not. And as the red ruby slippers show you, Dorothy was able to click her heels and manifest whatever she wished for. And you too have this power of manifestation. By expressing the qualities of the Scarecrow, the Tinman, and the Lion, by following your inner intuition and listening to your feelings, you can awaken to the truth that is hiding within you. And by expressing your inner qualities of love, altruism, compassion, and kindness toward others, your soul will be guided by the light of the source to its rightful place, home. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell to be notified of new videos.